That was amazing.
Coming out the theater, just saw Rise of Skywalker. That movie was fire. You know what I'm saying? This is my first thoughts coming off the dome with my boy. What you think, Joseph?
It was amazing. It was the best Star Wars movie ever.
I'm going more in depth when I get home, though. But for real, like, it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't bad. Like, I thought it was gonna be the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. But y'all tricked me, so I'll see y'all later. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Josh, and I'm coming to you guys with a review for Rise of Skywalker.
Let the final battle begin.
Promised y'all this on Tuesday, but you know, dates got pushed back, but we here now. We are here now with that wonderful review for Rise of Skywalker. Now, the video you saw in the beginning was when I was fresh out the theater, ripe with thoughts and things were racing back and forth. So I wanted to sleep on it a little bit and come back to you guys and tell y'all what I think. Give you the pros, give you the cons, give you the whole story, and just not be so racy, because I'm not gonna lie to you, when I came out of that movie, I was so hyped. I was so freaking happy with the film. But now I've got time to think about it. Have my thoughts changed? Has anything changed? What's happened? Well, here, I'm about to tell you everything. Please stick around and enjoy my review of Rise of Skywalker. Here we go. Now, what is the story of Rise of Skywalker? It's been years since the events of Last Jedi. The Resistance is spread out to a planet known as Aegon Kloss. Kylo Ren is out there looking for who knows what, and Rey is out there training to be the true Jedi that she needs to become in order to defeat the imposing threat. Yes, the Emperor has returned to the galaxy and is an imposing threat upon all, including Kylo Ren himself. And that is the basic plot, with things entered here and there, and that's all for spoiler-free version of the story that I can tell you, because I'm not gonna get into spoilers until I do an interview with somebody, and I'll get more into that later on in the video. But what did I think of Rise of Skywalker as a whole? Now, I said in the initial thoughts it was amazing, it was great, I loved it, and my thoughts haven't changed. I still really enjoy this movie, even though now that I have time to think about it, there are problems I have with the film. Of course, all movies have the problems, but now I could see them, and now I can tell y'all what I think. But all in all, I freaking love this movie. It's great, and it's one of my favorite Star Wars movies. Don't crucify me, don't kill me, don't. Just let me explain why I love this film. Will I see this a second time? Yes. I honestly believe, even if you hate it or like, you need to see it a second time, because there's just so much going on in this 2 hour and 37 minute time slot that you can digest and pick apart and look at things. I mean, shoot, I was looking at videos on the internet talking about some Easter eggs that I freaking missed, or things I didn't see, because there's just so much that you're focused on and paying attention to in the film that it's hard to take everything in. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's your money, do what you want, but I highly recommend seeing this a second time, which I will be doing. So, yeah, what are my pros for this? Pro was the music. Before we talk about the music, can we just take a time to thank John Williams, the legendary composer, the GOAT, the God, John Williams, for his iconic scores across the board. Star Wars, Jurassic Park, Superman, this guy has done it all. He's goated, legendary status, freaking ever. Indiana Jones, dun 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 dun. Like, he's done it all. I'm so glad he's still with us and that he's able to bring us this great score. I hear a lot of people complain about the music, but I honestly really freaking enjoyed this score. I can honestly, if you picked a score piece from this and you played it for me, I honestly be able to tell you the same, because it's just so, I love the score. It was really good in my honest opinion. Another pro was the visuals. The Last Jedi's visuals, I will say, is unmatched to me, unbeatable to me. It's just so visually intriguing, but garbage. You know what I'm saying? It's like the nasty patty. You know, the nasty patty that look nice on the outside, but on the inside is nasty doodle. Gross, great, nasty disgustingness. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Pretty nasty stuff. Last Jedi, you know, I didn't like that movie. But yeah, but visuals here were really good. I it kept me intrigued. It kept me invested. I love the visuals, and the cinematography was great work there. Disney, Lucasfilm, J.J. Abrams, really good. Pro. This is going to go into the characters. I liked a bunch of characters in this film. First off, let's talk about my boy Billy D. I'm sorry, but I just want to talk about him. Billy D was so good. Even though it was like a cameo and he couldn't really do much because, I mean, come on, he's 82. What's he supposed to do? It was so good to see him come back. The way they introduced him into the film, I thought was really clever and really freaking cool because, I would like to know though what happened after Return of the Jedi, like what happened with Lando. I don't know, maybe in a comic book or something. Shoot, you know what? If they want to do, I don't know how they do this though. If they want to do a Disney Plus series with Lando, I'd be so freaking down. I already covered a video where Billy D was like, if y'all bringing Lando, I better be doing it. I better be doing it. He wants to be Lando, and who in their right mind would take that away from the legend, the GOAT, that is Billy D. Williams. But yeah, he was great in this film. Loved him, even though he had like a small amount of screen time, but I still loved every time he put him with his charisma, his GOAT 45 charisma. Love Lando, Billy D, GOATed. Rey this time around, I actually thought was really freaking good. Like, I liked Rey this film. I loved her arc and what she was trying to do, how you saw her slip and fall when it came a little bit with the training. People like to call her Mary Sue, which I will agree, there are Mary Sue elements to Rey, but I think in this film, we saw a little bit of her flaws and downfalls. Especially in the beginning when on the Asian claw scene, you've probably seen it in the trailers where she has the mask thing where, you know, like the droid is like, you know. So yeah, that was cool. I really like Rey this time around. But Kylo, I love Kylo Ren in this film. Adam Driver is a great actor, in my honest opinion. I really love Adam Driver. I liked him in The Force Awakens. Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker really saved Kylo Ren's arc. I loved it. It was I just really enjoyed it. I freaking loved it. Kylo Ren was so good. I loved the arc that he went on. I loved his determination in the beginning where he's just so determined to find the thing. I won't spoil it for you because, you know, if you haven't seen Rise of Skywalker, this is spoiler free. Just giving out my spoiler free thoughts, but how he was trying to find what he was trying to find and do what he was trying to do, and I just love Kylo Ren. He was really good this film. I love how him and Rey had their back and forth. Him and Palpatine had their little thing there, and I just like how Palpatine was integrated into the story. I'm about to talk about Palpatine, but yeah, Kylo Ren, great. Adam Driver did an amazing job this film. I loved him in this film this time around. Emperor, Execute Order 66. My boy Palpatine back in the building. And even though some people have a problem with it, I thought how they handled it in this film was good. I do have my problems and issues, but we're just gonna talk about the pros right now. Like I said, we're in the pro section, baby. Positivity all around. But Palpatine was really good this film. I love how they twisted it around to make it to make Palpatine, you know, I don't want to spoil it, spoiler free, but I just love the twist they did with Palpatine and everything that he's been doing since Return of the Jedi years. But after that, what he was doing, what he was building, and what he was about. So I really like Palpatine in this film. I know some people were like, he's good, he's mad, but I actually really freaking enjoyed Palpatine this time around. He's even more crazy and weird this go around, and I just freaking loved it. Another character, Poe. Freaking love Poe. I love Poe when Poe, Rey, and Finn were together. Their dialogue, even though Rey, I will say, forget. I don't like how Rey, they tried to keep them all together, and they did for the most part. But sometimes there was a conflict in the group. So I'm sorry, guys. I know you're probably like, wait, what are you doing? It's because I'm trying to say things spoiler free, but I don't want to spoil nothing for y'all because I want to discuss this with my special guest that will be happening soon. But Poe and Finn and Rey had the little back and forth in their conflict. I just love seeing the inner turmoil in the group. Finn was great. Loved Finn. I loved all three of the gang. Rey, Poe, and Finn. Loved the gang. They're really good this time around. Trying to think of another character. Zora Bliss. She's a new addition. Even though she was barely in it, she was really good for where she was in. And I really enjoyed her character arc, what she did, and she was cool. I liked her role in this film. I thought she was really cool. I love the history between her and Poe. And if you don't know about that, then go see the movie. But it was really cool. And yeah, that's all I got for the pros I want to say. I love the callbacks. There was a lot of fan service in this. You're gonna hear that a lot. There was a lot of fan service in this, but I did enjoy the callbacks and the Easter eggs that I did catch the first time around, and I just loved all that. This is right fan service, and I think there's such a negative sting with fan service. I don't know why. They're appeasing the fans, but in this, it was done correctly, in my honest opinion. You saw things. It wasn't in your face, shoved down your throat. Hey, you remember this? You remember this? You remember this? It wasn't it wasn't like that. It was just like, if you noticed it, you noticed it. It didn't have too much bearing on the plot. Sometimes it did, but it didn't have too much bearing on the plot. So that's my take on the fan service in this film. But now let's get into the cons. I want to talk about the plot. While I did enjoy the plot, I will agree it felt not a little messy, it just felt off. Like it would cut to things weirdly. Like in the beginning, it was like choppy and kind of off. But once it got to the near end, I want to say the second act, it started to pick up and get better. Sometimes the pacing was off, and I was just like, can this speed up a little bit? But that was really a minimal when I was like, can this speed up a little bit? Because most of the time I was there. I was not taking my eyes off of the screen. I wasn't even freaking blinking. But sometimes the pacing was just really bad. Sometimes the editing was weird. As a person in editing, I know what it's like and what's behind the scenes of it all. So I just think it was a little weird, a little choppy. People gonna be in the comments talking about your videos are choppy, this, that, and the third. I'm not in a multi-billion-dollar company editing studio room, because best believe if I was, these videos would be more than popping. It'd be more than popping. But I digress. Screen time. I want to talk about screen time of characters. The Knights of Ren, to me, was the biggest disappointment of this film. What they did, what they didn't do was just, I was like, JJ, why? Why would you bring them back? Like, there's no need. I don't know why he brought the Knights of Ren back, for them to just do what they did in this film. The Sith Troopers, I wanted to see more of them, because they pushed them as they were going to be this menacing force, that there's this mystique to them, this mystery. But I didn't feel that, and I just wish they were in the film more. I don't understand why they weren't in the film as much as they should have been. So that was my complaint. Even though I did like a lot of characters, there were characters I didn't like. Hux. Last Jedi, you ruined Hux. And it just made me not care about him in this film in the slightest. I don't care about Hux. What happened to him in this film, I felt nothing. I didn't really care for his arc. I didn't care what happened to him. It was just like, oh, okay, bye, I guess. The lady on south side of Endor, the lady on the horse, the black, you know what I'm talking about, the black lady with like she had an afro, beautiful afro, she's beautiful, she got the gap in the teeth, but Still beautiful. But her acting was off. It felt weird. Like, I don't know why she was acting like the way she was. I mean, that's what the script told her to do. So I'm not faulting her for that. But at the same time, no, I don't know. I don't know. It didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. Don't kill me. Yeah, it didn't work for me. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. All the cons. I don't want to make this video too long because that spoiler discussion is gonna be beautiful. But that's all I have to say. Spoiler free for Rise of Skywalker. Definitely go see it. I give it an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. It was great. When I first came out of the movie, it was 9 out of 10. But now I got time to think about it and digest it. 8 out of 10 is great. Definitely gonna see it the second time. Definitely buying it physically because I'm not the biggest fan of digital, and I'm gonna one day I'll make a video on that. But I'm more of a fan of physical, so I'm definitely gonna buy that on physical when it drops. Anyway, guys, what do you think of Rise of Skywalker? Do you disagree with my review? Did you say, freak Rise of Skywalker is trash? Nah, bro, this, and have a discussion with me in the comment section down below. Or do you agree with me? Like, you know what? This was great. I don't think it deserves a 58% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics. There's a whole thing going on with Rotten Tomatoes that I'm not going to talk about, but yeah. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you sticked around for the whole entire time. If you did, thank you so freaking much. I love you all. On the road to 100 subscribers. Have a great day, and peace out. See y'all later.